All right. Well, that's a massive audience, and I hope I don't say anything out of line. Uh, but yeah, so I'm Vital. Happy hackathon goer. Um, I like to attend a bunch of these, and so I've been to the Fallen Hackathon a few times. Yeah, I'm your typical French-born U.S. Army infantry veteran. Uh, it's like two of us. But yeah, so let's see, I came to the U.S. as an illegal French immigrant. Ended up getting a working permit right when the economy crashed in 2008, and then a green card. And so at that point, I decided it'd be a great idea to join the infantry. Um, and so, yeah, visited some lovely places such as Fort Benning, Georgia, uh, and southern Afghanistan. Did a bunch of patrolling with a striker unit. So that was pretty fun. Up until exactly 12 years ago yesterday, uh, which is when I was hit in Afghanistan. Vehicle, suicide bomber, 500-pounder IED. So that was pretty insane. And yeah, I woke up at Walter Reed, Washington D.C. At the hospital a month later. So I'm pretty happy I didn't have to clear CIF. But yeah, so I found myself an infantryman, no longer able to infantry. So it was like, well, shit, what am I gonna do now? Uh, and so yeah, since the last 12 years, I've kind of been on the quest to answer that. And so I figure there's no better way to celebrate my life day than to partake in the hackathon and build some cool shit. um, so yeah, that's kind of I guess a short little story tidbit I wanted to share. Namely because I'm fucking here to share it. uh, and so yeah, I went through a pretty intense adventure, and here I am still trying to find my way into this tech world. So it's been an interesting transition, and so uh, it's pretty awesome to be here with a bunch of vets that are doing the same. But yeah, that's kind of the extent of what I had. uh, yeah. Hey, quick fire questions everywhere. All right, so let me throw a grenade everywhere. So yeah, let's see. My unit was on the presence patrol, and we're kind of you know assisting some kids that had some messed up eye issues. It looked like somebody rubbed some sand on their eyes. And that kind of turned out to be an ambush setup. And so um, we were in a pretty hot zone, and we were just there maybe a month. So I was a fresh private in Afghanistan. And yeah, so you know, I got hit. My unit kind of had to kind of deal with it. It was the first major event of the deployment. I ended up um, staying for rear detachment, not rear detachment, but warrior transition brigade uh, for 2 years after that. So I never did go back to my unit um, in the official way. They did send me back for the post deployment ceremony, uh, so it was nice to see my company and such. But yeah, it's 2012 is when I got out of the army officially, and so from that day in 2010 to 2012, um, I was kind of in Washington D.C. in this weird state where I didn't really have to live the army life anymore, but it was still active duty somehow. And so let's see. Yeah, I got hit on the head pretty hard, and so I was healing from a brain injury, and that kind of took 2010 to 2012 a bit out of my memory. I don't really have a lot of recollections from that time. But yeah, I had to relearn to walk and talk. Uh, it was definitely quite a bit of time. I'm probably still recovering. On a mental health level. So 12 years later, um, it's an ongoing story. uh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually that's a pretty funny story. I was still in the hospital. I was actually still unconscious. Dude, I don't know what happened. Can you see me? Just straight up while I was pulling up a Twitter link for y'all. Uh, or Chrome just shut down entirely, so that's fun. Yeah, I'm putting this link if you want to check out this photo because it's fucking amazing. Uh, so yeah, my wife and my father, her father, got to meet the president, but it's just a story that I'm told myself. Uh, so it's fucking hilarious. That's kind of how I got my award. Um, so yeah. yeah, so they're like, well, you're retired now. You're a retiree. It's like, oh, cool. I am 23 years old. What am I going to do? You know? And so I attempted school quite a few times. I'm like 6.5 years into my associates, and about halfway there. Um, so I had to seek other avenues. um, but yeah, I ended up kind of following the self-taught route. Learned to make basic web pages and started selling those to actual small businesses. Started, making a pizza website for a local Italian restaurant, $1,000. And a couple years later, I was doing marketing with a buddy of mine, and we were charging, close to $9,000 a month for a marketing spend for a local airport. So, we definitely leveled up from client to client, kind of getting better at what we did. And after that, I worked with a few startups on product design, UX design type of role. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm still doing now with a new startup. It's kind of talent tech, HR tech type of gig. So hopefully helping people, including vets, find a job. So yeah, that's kind of been my trajectory. I attended a UX design boot camp. It was a horrible failure and lost me a major amount of money.
Yesterday.
So I don't recommend that. And yeah. um, well, I pretty much raised myself on the internet. That's where I learned English. So stupid video games and little cartoons, things like that. And so I kind of got exposed to a bunch of weird technologies, AOL, all kinds of weird different things. And I always noticed, oh, this is kind of messed up, what's wrong with this section? This button's weird. And it's like, well, I don't know. What do I know about computers? I'm not going to fix it, And then I guess that mindset kind of flipped. I discovered graphical web builders. So I'm like the worst thing that could ever happen in the mindset of a developer. It's like I'm the guy who uses the what you see is what you get builder to build my web page. And so I made a lot of friends that way. And yeah, kind of after a while, I used a lot of WordPress. It was like, man, this thing breaks a lot. Like, it's gonna be a better way to make websites, And so slowly but surely, I guess I fell my way into better stuff. Hmm. Um, I mean, it's a wide variety of people. I always try to kind of put myself in the middle of some weird missions, and I'm always meeting some people here and there that kind of shape my approach to life. I think a pretty influential one I can think of is my buddy Rusty, a local veteran I met a few years back, and this is a Navy SEAL, so it's like, holy shit, it's a badass soldier, you know. It was like he got a Purple Heart in Afghanistan too, so we had that in common. You know, he went through Walter Reed, rehabilitated, and so it was kind of I was kind of hearing the officer side of things, and he was hearing the enlisted side of things. It's like different processes when the two get blown up, apparently. But it was pretty interesting because he got into the into arts to kind of heal from PTSD and his brain injury, and he founded this nonprofit called warpaints.org. It's no longer running, unfortunately, but it was all about veterans being involved in creating art and selling it as kind of a marketplace. And so, yeah, that was kind of pretty inspiring, because it's like, well, if this guy, this badass dude over here can do some art, maybe I'll do some art, and that's kind of translated in my current, I guess, adventures with NFTs and different types of stuff. But I believe everybody's an artist, so yeah. Yeah, man. Happy to be here, able to share it, and on that note, pretty hungry also. Choose. All right.